Hi there, and welcome to the Cult of Cinema. The horror film is filled with so many different genres, so many that genres break down into subgenres, and sometimes we get subgenres of genres. Tonight I'm going to talk about 10 films that I think defy just being in one genre, and sometimes I do think get mistaken for maybe a genre that they really, truly aren't. Oh boy, is there a great story behind this one. Trust me, if you pick it up, make sure that you watch the special features. Silent Scream is often considered a slasher film, and there are slasher aspects to the film. It does work more like a thriller, and there can be a crossover with both of those, and to like a psychological horror as well. It's a kind of a hodgepodge mix of all this different stuff. But it often gets put in as it's just a diehard slasher and there's nothing else to it. And I don't think that's the case with this one right here. I think there is a bit more, and there's a lot more behind the scenes as well. But Silent Scream is number 10. Number 9 is a film that, again, often gets stuck into the slasher genre. And just because, it wasn't made in Italy, actually I don't think it was, but it was made by Nico Mastorakis. It was Greek, I think. This is definitely more of a giallo film. The stylistic touches, the way that it's done, the mystery behind it all, the oddness of the almost kind of a sci-fi aspect that kind of touches into it as well, which would be very reminiscent of some of the earlier giallo stuff that Argento would do. Think along the lines of Cat o' Nine Tails, or to like a lesser extent, Tenebrae. Blind Date, again, often gets stuck in either the psychological thriller or the slasher genre, when it may be a kind of a hodgepodge of both of those, but more than anything else, it's definitely a giallo. In eighth place, we have Phantom of the Opera, and in all honesty, the fact that this one didn't stick the landing with one genre is probably what killed it when it came out. This stars Robert Englund and Jill Schoelen, and it was meant to start off a duology of films rather than a trilogy. Phantom of the Opera followed by Phantom of New York. See, this one doesn't just stick with the period piece Phantom of the Opera. No, it goes into modern day. It does very over-the-top murder set pieces like a slasher film. Then it falls back into the Hammer-esque kind of gothic style of it. The fact that it really wasn't able to truly pick a tone or even pick a genre, unfortunately meant that this one here never did get that second film made. And it's a real shame, because I would really like to have seen what they would have done with it. A lot of fun with this one, directed by the guy that directed Halloween 4, and it's a film that, again, defies the genre, and I really think you should check it out. Next up is Eyes of Laura Mars. It is an incredible film with Faye Dunaway and Tommy Lee Jones. Often thought it was a great little thriller, and it is. It's a fantastic little thriller. But more than anything else, it's a giallo. It's a giallo. Is certainly kind of like slasher aspects to it, but I definitely wouldn't fit it along more the giallo thriller line. There's a through line there. It's a film that kind of like does go in for more than one genre and is very successful in doing so. If you have never seen this one, I really do recommend it. This actually was put up by Mill Creek a couple years back. It's a great little release, and actually comes with an audio commentary too. Ready to switch things up? In sixth place is Murder Rock. It's a giallo. It's a slasher. It's a giallo. It's a slasher. It's a giallo slash slasher. Much like films like Torso and the ilk that Martino will put out, this is Lucio Fulci's kind of combo giallo slasher film. There is definitely all those aspects that you would see from the giallo film, but in the way that this is done, not in the not in the murder set piece, but in the set piece portion of it, it actually leans it into a strong giallo aspect. People tend to either be on one side of the fence with this one or the other. Either they think it's so stylistic that it's got to be giallo, or just the way the murder is done and the way that it's set up is that it has to be a slasher. Like peanut butter and chocolate, it's a bit of the best of both worlds. And there you go with Murder Rock. In fifth place is a movie I really don't want to say too much about because I think this is a little ride you should take on your own. And it's called Let's Scare Jessica to Death. Does it fit into more than one category genre-wise? Yes, it does. Would me telling you spoil a little bit? Probably. Just trust me on this one. It's a great film and I do recommend this. Check it out. Scream Factory put out a great edition of this. Third place, we get a fun one because it is Urban Legend 3, Bloody Mary. For years, I used to pass this one by because one, it looked like just a straightforward supernatural film, and there is definitely supernatural aspects to this one here. By the way, that is Kate Mara. She does star in this film before she became famous. But there are some of these slasher aspects, mystery aspects. There's a whole other kind of like subplot that puts it into a whole different category. I thought that this was a film that was going to betray the origins of urban legends and its slasher genre, and in a way it kind of does, but not in the way that I thought, and in a way that I actually ended up being very pleased by, though I still can watch that spider scene. All right, I bet this is one you didn't think is on the list. This is Vice Squad. Vice Squad, just by the name alone and the cast, you're thinking, okay, well, it's it's an action movie. It's maybe it's a little bit of a thriller. It's a lot of a thriller actually. It's a lot of a thriller. It's not a slasher, but it does use some of the tropes. There's no Jason Voorhees in this film. There is no Michael Myers in this film, but there is a Ramrod in this film. And Ramrod is a force of nature in and of himself, played by Wings Hauser. It is an incredible, like, career-making performance. And I 100% recommend that you check out Vice Squad. It's loaded with special features as well if you're a special feature guy like me. But this is a film that looks like it's just your typical cop thriller, and it definitely goes above and beyond that to become like really more of a thriller. If you already seen or own Vice Squad, I would say the original Angel is another good one that fits into this very same slot in that very same category. They both run along the same way when it comes to the area of film that they deal with. Number one is one of my favorites. Here's the thing. Curtains was a exploitation film that was unique behind the scenes. See, the producer and director on Curtains did not get along. One person wanted to do a straightforward slasher film. The other one wanted to do a more suspenseful, Jello-esque type of kind of a slow burn thriller. Neither one of them would agree to kind of meet each other in the middle in any way, and there was fights on set, how to get this done, what it was going to be, how it was going to be made. Now this film has a stunning cast. We got John Vernon, Samantha Eggar, Linda Thorson, the wonderful Lynn Griffin, who, if you're Canadian or if you know the movie Black Christmas, you know exactly who that is. Leslie Donaldson, and just so many more. It is a slasher. It is a thriller. It is a giallo, and it's a bit more. It's a whole mixture of things, and because of that, some people I find will not take to this movie as well. A really good friend of mine said that he finished the movie and it left him feeling a bit flat, and I was like, I get that because it's not a film that truly picks a lane. But for me, this is one of the more kind of like stylized. There's some very creepy aspects to the movie. The killer's mask in this movie is absolutely terrifying to me. It's the old hag mask. I'll show you because. And there's some wonderful, wonderful sequences. If you watch my 10 one and done slasher films, you saw this here on that list, and you saw that very infamous picture with the sigh. So why does this make a second list? Because it deserves it. And it's something that we can actually kind of discuss and talk about. I love it when a film challenges me to look at it in a different light, to see it in a different way. Most recently, they finished off very divisively the Halloween trilogy with David Gordon Green. And Halloween did not turn out to be just a slasher movie. It left a lot of people very upset. Now, hopefully, with these 10 here that I've shown you tonight, I'll be a little bit less divisive, a little bit more fun, and a little bit more enjoying. And here are 10 films that push themselves out of one genre and let you think about them in another. Thanks for watching Call to Cinema. Be sure to like, share, subscribe. Join my Patreon if you want to. But above all, enjoy yourself. Happy Halloween, and I'll see you next time, right here in the Call to Cinema.